a question quick.
Oh, that's my wife. Hello.
Is it typical for business owners to have more than one agency representing them, or do they have is it similar to like gosh, I know they're called something. Or is it the same like representation agreement like we do in other cases?
I personally only do exclusive representation. If they want to sell their business themselves, or they want to hire 3 other agents to try and sell their business for them, then my time is better spent with another client. You have to remember that we only get paid when the business is sold.
Yeah, the same as.
Yeah, and the last thing we want to do is introduce a buyer to the business and then have another agent say, "Oh yeah, but I already introduced that buyer to the business," or have the owner say, "Oh, well that buyer came in and talked to me yesterday, so I know you've been involved, but we're not going to pay your fees." So you just don't want arguments about fees. Like if there's a sale that takes place, transaction takes place, we want to be paid for the work we've done.
Okay, so it's similar. Thank you.
So I might have missed part. I don't know. So we're doing buyer agency agreements, right? Is that how you handle that? You have them sign an agency agreement up front or similar. I don't know if this agency is involved in business brokerage, but what is it? What do you have them sign out up front? It's just
I
an
don't
exclusive?
represent buyers. So I represent
Oh,
business owners.
okay.
And you'll find that for the most part, and there are some business brokers, a few business brokers. I think here in California, in the 19 years I've been selling businesses, I've met 2 buyer's agents.
Okay, so you
Because
have the
it's
listing
very
agreement and it
Yeah.
says exclusive. Sorry, I can't talk today. Exclusive listing agreement for a business brokerage or
Yes.
business. Sorry. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. And that way, when I'm marketing the business, the buyers are coming to me because, like I said, we market confidentially. So if somebody's interested in the business, they're submitting their inquiry to me. I'm sending them out an NDA to sign. And once they sign that non-disclosure agreement, then I'm sending them information about the business, the confidential information. And I'm following up with them. And so there's really seldom, again, unless you're in Florida, it's kind of rare that you're going to have other brokers or other agents involved in your transactions. And most of the buyers are self-represented, or you're acting as a dual agent. But I would say that depending on what state you're in, you need to be cautious about dual agency, because let's say, like here in California, we're allowed to do, by state law, we're allowed to do dual agency. But let's say you have a situation where you represent the seller and you have 4 or 5 buyers that are interested in the business, and you can't really represent all 4 or 5 buyers, because that if you have them sign any type of representation agreement to represent them, then you owe them a fiduciary duty. And how do you balance that and honor that fiduciary duty to the buyer when you're pitting them up against 3 or 4 other buyers to try and get the best price you can for your seller? Because you have a fiduciary duty to your seller because you had that representation agreement, right? So it can get very complicated. So for the most part, sometimes it's better if the buyers are you just have them self-represented. You're providing information and everything else, but they don't have an agent involved.
I have a question.